Materials is anything used by teachers or learners to facilitate the learning of language. It can be videos, DVDs, emails, YouTube, dictionaries, grammar books, readers, workbooks, or photocopied exercises. They could also be newspapers, food packages, photographs, live talks by invited native speakers, instruction given by a teacher, tasks written on cards or discussion between learners. In other words, they can be anything which is deliberately used to increase the learner's knowledge and experience of language. Materials development is both field of study and a practical undertaking. As a field, it studies the principle and procedures of the design, implementation, and evaluation of language teaching materials. As a practical undertaking, it refers to anything which is done by writers, teachers, or learners to provide sources of language input, to exploit those sources in ways which maximize the likelihood of intake to stimulate purposeful output. In other words, the supplying of information about the experiences of the language in ways designed to promote language learning.
Now, here's 13 basic principles of second language acquisition relevant to materials development to teaching of languages. These principles are: materials should achieve impact. Materials should help learners to feel at ease. Materials should help learners to develop confidence. Materials should require and facilitate learner self-investment. Materials should expose the learners to language in authentic use. Materials should provide the learners with opportunities to use the target language to achieve communicative purposes. Materials should take into account that the positive effects of instructions are usually delayed. Materials should take into account that learners differ in learning styles. Materials should take into account that learners differ in affective attitudes. Materials should permit a silent period at the beginning of instruction. Materials should maximize learning potential by encouraging intellectual, aesthetic, and emotional involvement, which stimulates both right and left brain activities. Materials should not rely too much on controlled practice. And materials should provide opportunities for outcome feedback. Remember, learning is normally considered to be a conscious process which consists of the committing to the memory of information relevant to what is being learned. Teachers should have materials that give the students the responsibility of learning and help them to feel comfortable, relaxed, and ease with their activities in their learning process. Materials should develop their strategies to be applied in communicative process. It must include their own preferences, interests, and opinions, and they must also be able to share their learning process and experiences through them. That would be all, and see you again next time.